See the start of the new season more clearly with sports eyewear from Norval Opticians.
David, lesson out there tonight. You couldn't really get a foothold in the game.
Almost a role reversal from last weekend, where we just didn't match them physically, and we made some mistakes that we haven't made over the course of the last few weeks. And probably the biggest thing, we slipped off a few tackles, which allowed them to get some momentum in the game. And once they get front foot ball, the size of the pack they have, they're hard to stop. But very disappointed that we didn't manage to get a foothold in the game and impose our game really at all.
Their offloading game came into its own, and you talked earlier in the day about trying to prevent that. It just didn't quite work.
Simply because we missed some first up tackles, which we really have prided ourselves on over the course of the last few weeks. You just at this level, you cannot miss those first up tackles. And I think for us as a group, to come here and really experience a top French team at home in European competitions, very much like the Champions League type quality of rugby. Maybe we've had a false impression the last couple of years. We've played French teams who have put out their second team. Tonight we came and saw what a top French team can produce if you're a little bit off your game, and unfortunately tonight there were too many parts of our game that just weren't good enough.
Good third quarter though.
We responded well. Again, very similar to last week when La Rochelle came out after half time, played well, scored. We did the same and almost got back in the game, but then again one simple missed tackle gave them the chance to go the length, and they finished the try well.
One might have wondered what you could have done had you achieved more of those two opportunities in the first half as well. You could see patient building of phases. You had field position in their 22, just couldn't quite finish it off.
We had a number of opportunities, but that wasn't the reason we didn't win the game. That wasn't the reason we weren't still in the game towards the end. It was, as I said earlier, really down to the fact that we missed too many tackles. We turned the ball over too often. Our kicking game wasn't as good as it's been over the last few weeks. So there were just so many elements tonight that were a little bit off. And when you play against a team of this quality, it's going to cost you.
You also lost Matt Scott and for the yellow card, and Mark Atkinson and Billy Burns through injuries. What's the situation with them, and what did you make of the yellow card?
Again, hard to tell the yellow card immediately. We thought he was ref was looking initially at the high tackle, and then it was obviously for a technical offence of Matt kicking the ball in the ruck. So it did. It's the decisions they make in the course of the game. Injuries afterwards, impossible to assess. We'll know probably better in the next 24 hours, but hopefully nothing too serious.
And how do you feel this result leaves you in terms of the context of progression to the quarter-finals in the pool?
It makes it tough. It takes control of the pool out of our hands. But what we've got to do is now really park Europe. We've got a huge 3 weeks in the Premiership ahead, starting with Harlequins on the 27th, and this is probably a little bit of a reality check. So the next 10 days are going to be about getting ourselves ready physically, mentally for what is a huge game for us.
And a big occasion, Harlequins playing the game at Twickenham again, 70,000 tickets sold.
That's going to be a fantastic occasion, and we know the players that we have in those big occasions over the course of the last couple of years have responded well. And as I said, we go home and won't feel sorry for ourselves too long, get ourselves ready for Harlequins.